do is we will do revision of AC, alternating current. Those who know already, you can just relax and just enjoy the revision. And those who are not very comfortable, please take pen and paper and write everything whichever I write. Okay, these revision classes should be useful. Otherwise, it is wastage of my time also, your time also. Now, in this chapter, there are five important derivations. Those five we will do first. To do the five derivations nicely and to remember also, what is important that you should know, things to know, that you first try to concentrate. If you have a resistor, then can you tell me quickly what formula we use for resistors? Which law, at least, if you can tell me? Yes, V equal to I into R, right? V equals to I into R. V is the voltage applied to the resistor. I is the current in the resistor. R is the resistance. For capacitor, we have V equal to Q by C. Okay, because in capacitor, we will be storing charge. Yes or no, students? So in capacitor, we will be storing charge. So V is not I into R. V is Q by C, or you can also write Q equal to CV. Then if you have a loop, if you have a coil, this is a coil. And in coil, obviously you cannot store charge like this. If there is current I, okay, then you know there is a magnetic field. Magnetic field produced by the current. And if there is a magnetic field and there is some area, then there will be also magnetic flux. Okay, now listen carefully. If current increases, magnetic field will increase. If magnetic field will increase, magnetic flux will also increase. So magnetic flux is proportional to current. If I write equal to, some constant will come. That constant we write self-inductance, or simply we say inductance. Okay, so please try to understand. This is resistance. It comes because V and I are proportional. This is capacitance. It comes because charge and voltage are proportional. Similarly, if you have a coil and you pass current, there will be a magnetic field. And once there is magnetic field passing through some area, there will always be magnetic flux. And because these two are proportional, a constant comes that we call inductance. So resistance, capacitance, inductance. Okay. Then here we have Faraday's law. Faraday's law says whenever flux will change, magnetic flux, okay na? Whenever magnetic flux changes with time, there will be a back EMF. Back EMF matlab there will be a voltage which will try to oppose the change in the flux. So according to Faraday, the EMF is given by rate of change of magnetic flux. In mathematics, how do we write rate of change? d phi by dt. However, this EMF will always oppose the change in the flux. Therefore, we put a minus sign. Okay, students. Now this flux you substitute here. This flux you substitute here. What will you get? Minus, this is Li. So if I put here Li, L is a constant, I can take it outside. So L di by dt. Okay, na? So what are the important things we should know? This formula we should know. This formula we should know. This formula we should know. And obviously you know this formula. Fine. Okay. Then in one of the derivation, these trigonometric formulas are important. You all know that sine 90 plus theta is cos theta, correct or not? If I interchange this, does it matter? Yes or no? It doesn't matter or it matters? If I interchange these two, does it matter or it doesn't matter? It does not matter, right? Because it is plus. Everybody clear or not? 2 plus 3 is 5. 3 plus 2 is also 5. Anish, understanding or not? If I interchange these two, the formula should not change. Anish? Huh. So if you interchange these two, no change, same formula. See, this is the one we need. You also know sine 90 minus theta is also cos theta because it is in the first quadrant. But now listen carefully. If I interchange these two, there is a minus sign or not. So if I interchange these two, minus sign will come. Okay, now so be very careful. So these two formulas also we need. So this formula we need, this formula we need, this one we need. This is the one you guys may forget. So try to give importance to this formula. This one is Ohm's law, you know from school days also. This one also we have revised many times. So this is something you guys need to practice lot of times. Okay. And how to understand that? Very simple. Whenever there is current in a wire, Biot-Savart's law says there will be magnetic field. Whenever there is magnetic field in some area, there will be magnetic flux. So that way, if you remember, it is very easy. Okay, so let us start the derivation now. Writing part is done. Okay. So 5 important derivations. Out of these 5, one you can expect, one. Sometimes 2 also you can expect, 2 also, if numerical doesn't come from this chapter. So if numerical doesn't come in this chapter, you can expect 2 derivations out of the 5. So try to concentrate. So the first derivation is to show current and voltage are in same phase for resistor. Okay, for resistor. So how to start the derivation is you should first draw a circuit. So resistor, and you should connect AC source. Don't connect battery because this is AC chapter, right? So alternating voltage. So the voltage which you apply. By the way, how will you start the derivation here? How will you write? You will write, let us consider a resistance R connected to a AC source. That is the starting you must write. All the derivations in your board exam must start with some sentence. Directly don't start writing formula. 1 mark they may deduct. Okay, now. So write down by saying, let us consider a resistance connected to a AC source. Now that AC source will apply some voltage. So that instantaneous voltage is equal to V naught sine omega t. Now you may think, why are we using sine function? That is because this is alternating voltage. So alternating voltage will start from 0, then it will go to some maximum, then again 0, then it will go to negative maximum. So like that, alternating voltage will oscillate. Correct? No, oscillates. And which function oscillates? Sine function also oscillates. You can take cos also, but usually we write sine function. So this quantity here is called peak value. And this angle part is called what? Anybody? This angle part is called not phase difference, only phase. Difference means you need 2 things, no, Prakruti. Difference means you need 2 things. Right now I wrote only voltage. If I write only voltage, one thing, then it is just phase. Okay, so this is just phase. So this is your equation 1. Now from voltage, how will you get current? How will you get current? To understand that, first you need to know what we have connected. Resistor we have connected. So we should use which law? Ohm's law. So current will be equal to voltage by resistance. Remember in the beginning I gave you 3 formulas. This one we should use. Substitute V naught sine omega t divided by R. Okay, and this I can write similar to this one. How we have written this one? Some constant sine omega t, right? So similar to that one, if I write this one, I can write in place of this, I can write I naught sine omega t. Okay, and what will be I naught equals to, in place of what I wrote, I naught, V naught by R. Okay, so it is very clear that the role of R is to oppose current. Why, sir? It is in the denominator. So if resistance is more, current will be less. Correct or not? So resistance opposes current. You all know that from school days also. Now, after writing these two equations, what you should mention is from 1 and 2. From 1 and 2, equations 1 and 2. If you look at the phase of voltage, it is omega t, sine omega t. What is the phase of current? It is also omega t with sine function only, right? So therefore, current and voltage in resistance, in resistive circuit, are in same phase. Okay, then they will ask you to draw phasor diagram. So phasor diagram means you simply draw an arrow. The length of the arrow will give you the peak value, and the angle the arrow makes, which with some line, that line is your wish. The angle the arrow makes with x-axis, let's say x-axis, that angle is called phase. Okay, so now you can see voltage and current have same phase. So how will you represent the diagram? If voltage is here, current also will be here. Okay, so both will be in the same phase. I have not drawn very nicely, but you know what to do, right? It should be horizontal. You can draw at angle also. But wherever you draw the voltage phase, current should be also same phase. Okay, so this much you have to write. You will get 3 marks. No need to draw the waveform. This much is enough. Finished? Please practice. Okay, those who are not very comfortable, practice. In fact, even if you are comfortable, 1.5 hours at least you can study with me only. In a day, 1.5 hours physics you study with me during my classes. So that will be useful for you. You will not forget easily because you are understanding and at the same time you are writing also. Done? Okay. Then they will ask you to show current. Let me write symbol only. Current, capital I, leads voltage by 90 degree for in capacitance. So now they are asking for capacitor. And this time you will see that current and voltage are not in the same phase. Okay, don't say direction word, because these are not vector quantities. These are alternating quantities. Alternating quantities have phase. Okay, now. So again, you should start the derivation by saying, let us consider like that, a capacitor, and every capacitor will have capacitance connected to AC source. Okay, so same thing. Now the voltage which you apply will be given by same formula, V naught sine omega. But this time current we cannot find directly by using Ohm's law because this is not a resistor. So we have to first find the charge. So Q equal to CV. right? In the start, I gave you 3 formula students. You need to know those 3 formulas. Then only you can understand. Some students know I made them and they are saying that, sir, I will remember now, I will write now, but again, after 2-3 days, I forget. That happens because you are concentrating only on that derivation without understanding how it comes. So if you just keep writing the same derivation 5 times, 15 times, yes, you will be able to do. You will be able to do. But since you have not understood, no, very soon you will forget. So that's why it is important to know how things are coming. Simply you cannot no, write down and try to memorize. It's very difficult. Now look here. Now we know for capacitor, we can find charge using this formula. So Q will be equal to C. V is given by V naught sine omega. Okay, just substitution. Now, since charge is changing with time, it is instantaneous charge. So we have to find instantaneous current. Just like instantaneous velocity in first PU, we used to write dx by dt. Remember or not? Instantaneous velocity. Similarly, instantaneous current, we should write dq by dt. Now you constants you take out, put this q here. Okay, as you put this q here, constants you can take outside. Differentiation of sine omega t. And I think by now you are expert in differentiation, right? So this current will be equal to CV naught. Differentiation of sine is cos, but there is a constant omega, remember. So omega cos omega t. Right? And in place of this quantity, I can write I naught. And cos theta, we can write sine theta plus 90, remember or not? So I can write sine omega t plus 90. Now, why are we writing omega t plus 90 and not 90 plus omega t? It is the same thing. If you want to write 90 plus omega t, it is okay. But we want to compare phase of current with voltage. Yes or no? Now tell me, what is the phase of voltage? Omega t. So what should be the phase of current? You should compare with omega t. So it should be omega t plus something if it is leading. And if it is lagging, it will be omega t minus something. That is why you have to write this in terms of omega t first. So don't write 90 first. First write omega t. And you know that cos theta is sine theta plus 90. So now, if you look at the phase of voltage and you look at the phase of current, but please, you have to convert both of them to sine function. Some gada was telling me, sir, this is also omega t, this is also omega t. So same phase. This is cos, no, this is sine. You cannot compare them. You cannot tell Sachin Tendulkar is better than Sania Mirza like that. They are from different fields, right? Different leagues. So you cannot compare cos with sine. First, you have to convert cos into sine. Then you have to compare the phase. And what do you see? Current has omega t plus 90. Plus, that means from 1 and 2. From 1 and 2, we can see current leads voltage. Current leads voltage, right? Slightly adjustment I have to do it. Current leads voltage. Current leads. Why leads? Because this is plus voltage by 90 degree. In what? In phase. Okay, not race. In phase. For a capacitive circuit. So like that, if you do aram se 3 marks you will get. If any doubt is there, please ask. Okay, message and ask. Then how will you draw the phasor diagram? So phasor diagram, how will you draw? If you draw voltage here, current leads. So current should be 90° more. So this side, okay? Because this side we take angle positive, this side. Anti-clockwise we take positive. So since current has more phase, plus 90, so you should draw this side, okay, this side. So this is plus 90. So this is the phasor diagram. Current leads voltage. Without phasor diagram, 1 mark they will reduce. Okay. Third derivation, let us see now. So in third derivation, you have to show current lags voltage. By the way, students, if current lags behind voltage, then who leads? Voltage will lead. Okay, now so if A is behind B, then B is ahead of A. So they can also ask ulta. Here I am writing to show current lags voltage. They can also ask to show voltage leads current. So current lags voltage by 90° in inductor. Okay, so this one you may slightly find a little bit difficult, but it is same on easy only. Just the thing you have to remember the third formula which I gave. So here is a inductor. Every inductor will have inductance. Then you have this AC source. So first you write the applied voltage, V naught sine omega t. Now students, directly current we cannot write using Ohm's law because it is not a resistor. And this time we can't write Q equal to CV also because it is not capacitor. But one thing we know, the moment current flows, understand the concept first. As current flows, the current is AC, so it will change. As current will change, the magnetic field produced by the current will also change. So there will be a change in magnetic flux. So Faraday told EMF will be induced, and the EMF induced will be how much it will oppose or help. It will oppose, right? So the total EMF, the total voltage will be the voltage which is applied plus the EMF which is induced. And that total voltage must be equal to, if there is resistance, then total voltage, how do we write? I into R. But there is no resistance, so total voltage should be 0. This is the concept part. So the total voltage in the circuit is applied voltage by the source plus the EMF which is induced. Now the applied voltage is V naught sine omega t. And EMF induced, how do we write? Minus L di by dt. Remember, right? EMF induced is minus L di by dt. This is the third formula which I told you today. So then if you take it this side, you will get L di by dt equal to V naught sine omega t. So now this you have to simplify in order to find current. So what I will do is first this L I will cross multiply and bring it this side. So di will be equal to V naught by L, this L cross multiply, then sine omega t, then cross multiply this dt. Okay, now so nothing extraordinary I have done. Just dt I cross multiply, L I bring again downstairs. Then I have to integrate. Because my aim is to find current, remember, current. In all the three cases, I have found current. So I will integrate di. V naught by L is constant. You take it outside. Integral sine omega t dt. Okay. Then what is integral of di? Integral of dy. Tanmaya, can you tell me? Tanmaya, are you there or not? Integral of di is what? I square by 2, I power 5 by 5. It is I. Okay, so integral of di is I. And integral of, so V naught by L. One thing you have to remember, differentiation of sine gives you cos, correct or not? But integration of sine will give you minus cos. All this Suresh sir formula he has given. Actually, first PU I only have given, but some of you may have forgotten. So integration of sine will be minus cos. So minus cos, and this omega, in differentiation omega is in the numerator, but in integration omega comes in the denominator. Okay, so these things you should remember from mathematics. And anyways, in mathematics, so you guys are very strong. So V naught by L omega minus cos omega. Now here you have to be very careful. Remember, in the first things to know, whichever I wrote minus cos theta is equal to sine theta minus 90. Okay, so check that formula. So see, this is minus, I will write sine omega t minus 90. So be very careful. So now you can observe. By the way, in place of this constant, I can simply write I naught. So if you look at this formula, you can see from 1 and 2. From 1 and 2, that voltage has what phase? Omega t. But what is the phase of current? Omega t minus. That means current lags voltage. So this one you like. So from 1 and 2, current lags voltage, but in exam you should write in phase by 90 degrees. Okay, na? So that line you can substitute, that line you put here. In phasor diagram, how will you draw? Very simple. If voltage is here, current will be down this time. Because this time it is minus 90. So it should be clockwise, not anti-clockwise. Not this side, but this side. Make a note. Ray optics, how many of you want revision? Board revision, only board. Just let me know. Just type M like that, M-E like that. Ray optics, how many of you want board revision? Okay, fine. See, if one also says, no, if one also says, I have to do that for that person. So after finishing AC, I will do ray optics. EM waves, no, it's small chapter, just read. I will tell you what are the main things you should study for EM waves. Some uses and all you have to study, uses. Displacement current was very important, but they removed it. So no problem. After AC, I will do ray optics. After ray optics, we will do wave optics. In wave optics also, many things they have removed. So it will be very easy for us to decide which questions are more important. After doing wave optics, atoms, nuclei, I will check. I will check from students whether they need or not, because in F section, sir has revised 2-3 times already. In G section, I did recently only. So I will ask them whether they need or not. If they need, I will do it. Okay. So first, step by step, we will go. We will complete the theory. Next class, we will do important types of problems. So here, this minus cos theta thing, you should remember, okay? Minus cos theta, you should remember. You should remember that the total voltage is 0 because there is no resistance. And total voltage is applied voltage plus EMF, which is induced in the inductor. Okay. Now, before we do the third derivation, When we did for resistor, I hope all of you noticed that the current was equal to voltage by resistance. This is peak current, peak. This is peak voltage. And the phasor diagram was like this. If voltage is here, current is also here. Okay. Then for capacitor, we found that peak current is equal to CV naught omega. Just check once, like this we got. Peak current was like this. Now I want to write this one in this way. To write this one in this way, see what I will do. V naught by 1 by C omega. Same thing or not? 2, I can write 1 by 1 by 2. Same thing, right? So why I'm writing like this? I'm writing like this so that I will come to know in capacitor who is playing the role of resistance. Okay, in resistor, though we know it is called resistance. In capacitor, the role of this quantity is played by this 1 by C omega. And for that, we write a symbol XC. XC. And we should mention XC is nothing but this quantity. Understanding or not, students? Instead of this, I have written this. No. So in place of XC, what I should write? 1 by C omega. Okay, so this is called capacitive reactance. What it does, it opposes AC, you have to write, not current, alternating current. So the opposition to alternating current. If you write simply current, you will not get marks. So it is the opposition to AC by capacitor. That is called capacitive reactance. And why it is called opposition? Because it is playing the same role as resistance. Okay, now, and the diagram was, if voltage is here, current was here. Okay, students, by the way, tell me one thing. If current is here, where will be voltage? Check once, all of you. So look here, when voltage is here, current is here. Now you know that these things rotate with time like this, right? So when current reaches here, voltage will be down. Understanding or not? So voltage will be down. Because you know that current should lead. So if you draw voltage here, current should lead 90 degree. So if you draw current here, voltage should be behind because current should lead. If current should lead, voltage should be where? Behind. So it should be down. Okay. Be careful about all this. After that, we saw for inductor. For inductor, we got current equal to, I think we got V naught by L omega. So here you can see directly that this is in the denominator. So directly we can write instead of this L omega XL. XL. Okay, now, and I should mention where XL is nothing but L omega. And it also opposes alternating current, but it is by inductor, not capacitor. And we call it inductive reactance. Okay, and here how the phasor diagram was. If this is voltage, current was down, which means current lags, which means voltage leads, right? So if I draw current here, where will you draw voltage? Up or down? Quickly tell me. Up. Okay. So these things you should know. Very good, Tanmaya. So these things you should know. Then we can start the fourth derivation. For 1 mark question, please remember who leads who in resistor, capacitor, inductor, and try to see the formulas. Okay, based on formulas also they may ask 1 mark question. Now the next thing is fourth one, to derive impedance formula. Impedance formula, oh sorry, to derive Z. Z stands for impedance of LCR circuit. Okay, na? And they will say using phasor diagram. phasor diagram. Okay, so for this, what will you do in your exam? This is the most important, by the way. This is for 5 marks. All the others which I did was for 3 marks. And after asking impedance, they may ask you some additional quantities, which I will tell you is very easy. So first you should draw L, C, R. Okay, sir, can't I draw C, L, R? You can draw whatever way you want, you draw. Now you put a AC source. This is inductance, this is capacitance, this is resistance. Now students, you all know in series, current will be same, but voltage will divide. So here the voltage I will write V naught L. Not I am using for peak value. Just now I wrote no I naught equal to V naught by R like that. So V naught L is the peak voltage for inductor. This is V naught C for capacitor, and this is V naught R for resistor. And this applied voltage peak value I'll write V naught. Okay. So how much voltage this will apply? V equal to V naught sine omega t, equation 1. See, starting is same only, no difference. So the applied voltage is V naught sine omega t. Omega is the angular frequency of the source. Now we will draw phasor diagram. Now look carefully. You know that in all of them current is same. So I will use current as reference. Reference matlab with respect to current I will show voltage. Why sir? Because current is same in all of them. Whatever is same, that can be taken as reference, right? When you want to compare height of mountains, we take reference as sea level because it is same for all the mountains. So that way we measure the height of mountains. So we are trying to write the phase of these voltages with respect to current. Okay, now. So this is the phasor of current. Now for resistor, you know that voltage and current are in same phase. So voltage will be here. This is V naught R. Okay, so this length is V naught R. In inductor, let us go back and check. In inductor, if you remember, current lags. So voltage leads. So voltage will lead. Okay. Then in capacitor, current leads. So voltage will lag. Okay, now I don't know which one is more. Usually one of them will be more. Sometimes they will be equal also. So right now let us assume this is more than this. Now, in order to find the total voltage, applied peak voltage, peak, I need to add this one with this one and this one. But I cannot simply add them because these have different phase. So we should use vector addition. So these two are in opposite direction, opposite phase, sorry. So first I will add these two. So if this is 10, this is 2. Total will be how much? 8. Don't say 12 because this is in opposite phase, minus. So total of these two will be maybe this much. And that is V naught L minus V naught C. Understood or not? So this is the total of this and this. After that, I should add this one also because I have to add this voltage with this voltage with this voltage. Then I will get this voltage. Understanding or not? So I should add this voltage with this voltage. For that, I will draw parallelogram, which is rectangle in this case. And then you have to draw the diagonal. So that diagonal will give you the peak voltage, applied peak voltage. Okay. Then in exam, what do you do? Right here, O, A, B, C. Then use Pythagoras theorem. Okay, using Pankaj Tamang. Okay, what you do? OB square is equal to OC square plus BC square. BC is nothing but AO. AO. So this is Pythagoras theorem. Now OB is the resultant voltage, which is nothing but this V naught. So V naught square. OC is the voltage across resistor. And AO is the resultant of this voltage and this voltage, which is how much? V naught L minus V naught C. Okay. Then you take square root of this. So that is how you should find total voltage. So this is very important for NEET students and CET students. Okay, those who will write those exams. So if the voltage here is 10, voltage here is 10, voltage here is 10, then total is not 30. Total is this formula. 10 square plus 10 minus 10. 10 minus 10 will be 0. So total will be 10 only. So that is the way you should add alternating voltage. Okay, right till here, I need some space to simplify this. Jagruti, understanding or not? Any doubt you are getting? Okay. This PT matlab Pythagoras theorem, huh? Not myself. Okay. Now, some person, I remember, don't ask me his name. He was asking me, sir, do we need to draw diagram also like that? See what question he is asking. Without this diagram, how will you write this? Okay, then what will be V naught square now? Now V naught R, you have to write in terms of Ohm's law. Go back to the previous topic which I wrote, formulas for V naught, right? So if you see for resistor, I wrote I naught equal to V naught by R. Remember or not? So if you cross multiply for V naught in resistor, we can write I naught into R. Okay, square. I hope everybody understood. Okay, in place of V naught R, I am writing cross multiplying and I am writing Ohm's law. Similarly, for inductor, current is same, but voltage will divide. So V naught L will be, I naught will be V naught L by XL. Yes or no, students? Check once. The role of R will be played by XL. So if you cross multiply, V naught L will be I naught into XL minus. Now for C, if this was C and this was capacitive reactance. So in place of this V naught C, I can write minus I naught XC. Okay, then whole square. So keep your cool in exam and just substitute directly. No need to worry. Now you can see what will happen. V naught square will be equal to, here I naught square plus here I naught common, then square it. So I naught square. Okay. So, okay, let me first square it. So I naught square R square. Plus here also I naught I can take common, then square it. XL minus XC square. Okay, I hope everyone understood. Very simple, squaring. Then I will take I naught square common. So R square plus XL minus XC whole square. Okay, so this is V naught square. Then finally I will take V naught. Square root I have to take. So if you take V naught, it will become I naught. And this whole thing square root I have to take. R square plus XL minus XC whole square. Okay. Now, impedance. Okay. Before, if you remember, you know that when there is only resistor, what is V naught equals to? I naught into R. You remember, right? I naught into R. If there is only capacitor, then we write V naught equal to I naught into XC. Then if there is only inductor, we write V naught equals to I naught into XL. But now all of them are there. Then we should write V naught equals to I naught into total opposition. And total opposition we write Z. Okay, so this Z is called impedance. So you have to compare this equation. I don't know which number it is. Equation A with equation B. So from A and B, you can write Z is equal to root over R square plus XL minus XC whole square. Okay, so just make a note of this. So please remember, this quantity is playing the role of opposition, because you can write this in denominator also. See, like this you can write. You can write this formula as I naught equals to V naught by root over R square plus XL minus XC whole square. See, now it is very easy to understand that this is playing the role of resistance. Right? When there was only resistor, this was R. Only capacitor, XC. Only inductor, XL. When all of them are there, you are getting this quantity. So this quantity will play the role of opposition to AC. And that quantity is called impedance. After that, after asking impedance, they may ask you to find RMS current also. So you should not worry too much. RMS current, how will you write? I RMS is nothing but I naught by root 2. Okay, this is the definition of root mean square current. So just take the root 2 of this. Just put this V naught here. So V naught by root 2 root of R square plus XL minus XC whole square. And that's V naught by root 2 is nothing but V RMS. So R square plus XL minus XC whole square. Okay. So whatever formula is there for peak value, same formula is there for RMS value. Then they may ask you the phase difference. That is important. Usually they will ask that question also, phase difference. Fine, okay. If it is only resistor, you know this is 0. And for capacitor and inductor, this is 90 degree. But when there is LCR, all of them, then what is the formula? Then you have to go back to the diagram. Here it was V naught R. Here it was V naught L minus V naught C. Then this was the resultant V naught. Correct? No? So current was here, remember. So if you look at the total current and the total voltage, this is the total voltage, resultant voltage, applied voltage. So the total voltage and the current have some phase difference, right? Fine. So that we have to find. So how to find this? Very simple. Tan phi you write. So this was O, this was A, this was B, this was C. So tan phi is opposite is BC, adjacent is OC. So in exam you have to do this way. Okay, directly don't write. So BC is this side, which is V naught L minus V naught C. V naught L minus V naught C. And OC is V naught R. Okay, and then after this step, you have to use Ohm's law. So for V naught R, for this, what did we write? I naught into R. For V naught L, I naught into XL. Because XL plays the role of R. And V naught C, I naught into XC. then you take I naught common. After taking I naught common, you cancel with this I naught. Then your tan phi will be XL minus XC by R. So usually they will ask impedance and phase difference. So that will be your total 5 marks. Now let me tell you the last question. The last 5-mark question, which is quite important. If this question does not come, then that one you can expect. Okay, and that is they will ask you transformer. The first thing you should know is the principle. So principle is mutual inductance. So mutual inductance means what now? If current in one coil changes, then that will produce magnetic field, which will pass through another coil if there is another coil. Correct? Huh? So if you have one coil here, one coil here, if current here is passing and it is changing, then that will produce magnetic field which will pass through this coil also. And if magnetic flux here changes, then Faraday told EMF will be induced here also. Here too it will be induced. Here also it will be induced. And that will produce current here. So that is called mutual inductance. Matlab, change in current in me will produce current in you. It is like, inducing. Okay. So mutual inductance. So principle is mutual inductance. Then in construction, you have to draw the diagram. So in the diagram, you have to take this kind of soft iron core. Okay, this is your soft iron core. Okay, soft iron core is used because it increases the magnetic field, which means magnetic flux also. And you will wrap wires like this. And here also you wrap wires like this. Okay, so this side is called primary. This side is called secondary. Now, the job of transformer is to increase or decrease AC voltage. The job of transformer is to increase or decrease AC voltage. Why AC voltage? Because only AC voltage will change. And this is based on mutual inductance. Correct or not? So you need changes. Then only this will work. So whichever voltage you want to increase or decrease, let us connect it here. Okay, so this is the voltage which you want to increase or decrease. So that voltage we will write Vp because it is in the primary. And here we will put a resistor and we will measure the output voltage here. And that output voltage we will call Vs because it is in the secondary. So this is the first thing you have to mention. So first write what is transformer. It is a device to increase or decrease AC voltage. Then principle you mention. After that construction, you draw one nice neat diagram. Okay or not? After that, you have to start with the working. So in the working, what you have to first mention is, look here. When current here will change, because you have connected AC. So when current here will change, magnetic field produced by this will also change. When magnetic field here will change, it will change here also. So there will be change in magnetic flux here also. And that will induce voltage here also. Okay, now. So first what we will mention, let phi turn be magnetic flux linked with each turn of primary and secondary. Okay, coil. So what is this phi turn? It represents the flux which is linked with one turn. See, each turn, matlab how many turn? One. One turn of primary and secondary, which means I am assuming there is no leakage of flux. Whatever lines of magnetic field are produced here, same lines will also go here. Same lines. So whatever is the flux in one turn, same flux will be also in one turn. Okay, fine. After that, we have to just use Faraday's law. So using Faraday's law, voltage in the primary will be minus rate of change of magnetic flux in the primary. Yes or no? This one we have written already in the first revision today. So this is the EMF induced, which is nothing but voltage. So now we are writing it in this topic. We don't write E, we write V. So voltage in the primary is minus d phi by dt. Okay. Phi is the flux in the primary. So flux in the primary. Now please understand. This is flux in one turn. Primary will have maybe 1000 turns. Then you have to multiply with 1000. So let us multiply the flux of one turn with number of turns in primary. Then you substitute back here. Then your constant you can take outside. So NP will come outside. This is flux linked with one. Okay. So same way you can also write voltage in secondary. So in secondary, only thing is this P will be replaced by S. Okay. So after writing this equation 1 and equation 2, you have to divide them. So if you divide these two equations, you will get Vp divided by Vs or Vs divided by Vp will be equal to Ns divided by Np. Other quantities are common, so this and this will cancel. Minus and minus will also cancel. Understood or not, students? So this is the whole idea of transformer. So now you can see if Ns is greater than Np, if number of turns, if Ns is greater than Np, then it means if this is greater than this will be also greater than this. Vs will be greater than Vp. Matlab more voltage will be in the secondary. So voltage has been increased, right? So that is called step up transformer. Similarly, if Ns is less than Np, if this is smaller than this, then this will be also smaller, right? 2 by 10 is 1 by 5. Right, students? So if this is smaller than this will be also smaller than this. So Vs will be smaller. So voltage in the secondary is smaller, matlab less. So you have decreased the voltage. That is called step what transformer? Down. Very good. Step down. Okay. After that, if you want to discuss a little bit more, you can discuss, because for 5 marks, okay, one more thing you can write, and that is for ideal transformer. For ideal transformer, we assume there is no loss of energy. So whatever energy is in the primary, same energy will be in the secondary. If you assume that, then that is called ideal transformer, which means power in the input is equal to power in the output. Now you know power is nothing but current into voltage. So current in primary into voltage in primary will be equal to current in secondary, voltage in secondary. Okay, and then you can write IP by IS equal to Vs by Vp is equal to Ns by N. Okay, so this can be used to find current also, provided it is what transformer ideal. Finally, students, you need to 100% you need to remember what are the energy losses. You don't need to know why the losses are there or how to remove it also you can try to remember. For 1 mark they can ask. So what are the main energy losses? The first energy loss is this leakage, the flux leakage. Let me mention that. So energy losses. Okay, sometimes they ask for 3 marks also. Just writing the names, that's it. So the first is loss, magnetic leakage flux. Okay, magnetic flux leakage. Okay. Or I should write leakage in magnetic flux. Okay, so this is the first loss. Second loss is called copper loss, which is basically due to the heat. Okay, Joule heating. Due to Joule's heating. Due to Joule's heating, matlab what? Those wires which are there in the transformer, that winding, primary and secondary, those wires are made up of copper. Now I know copper has small resistivity, but still it has some resistivity, right? So when current flows in any resistance, always heat will be produced, heat. So that is also a loss. The third loss was eddy current loss. Eddy current loss. And the last one, who remembers the last one? It is starts with H. What is the last loss? Hysteresis loss. Okay, so try to remember these names and also try to go through how to remove them. How to remove them is for 1 mark question only. For example, eddy current loss is removed by using, not removed, it is reduced by using lamination. Okay, lamination. So all this you will find in our EPL. So just go through it. Okay, so thanks for today. Tomorrow we will see the different types of numericals. Thank you.